So today we will be discussing about some of the important market data points. Okay, because everybody is talking about our GDP numbers. GDP, there is no link between GDP and our market performance is what everybody is talking about. But when you look at the global scenario, it's not only India, entire globe got affected. Okay, in as a major economy, India is one of the major economy. This is the first country to make shut down the economic activities for almost 1.5 months without doing any activities. That actually contributed to the fall of 24% in GDP, first quarter GDP numbers. But when you look at other countries like UK, France, they are also in line with that because they also face this similar problem. It's a global phenomena. It's not only country specific. So we cannot say that Indian GDP growth is going down and market is going up. There is other reason which we will be discussing these data points in further slide. So if you see composite PMI of all the countries, okay, emerging markets, EU, UK and all, we saw a sharp fall in the month of April, March, April, okay. It started recovering from there onwards. And we are coming at par with a pre-COVID level in the month of August, June to August. So we are seeing a good demand pickup going forward. Okay, so that should contribute. See, we have to understand markets are always forward-looking creatures. They always price in the future activities. Okay, we'll discuss about that one. Okay, if you see, there are total 165 vaccine research is going on. Okay, vaccine is the only viable long-term solution for this consumption collapse. Okay, why it is the only viable solution? I'll tell you. Everybody is saying we will see the peak in the month of September. Some people were saying we will see the India will see the peak of August and all. But the one of the major diagnostic center, which is Thyrocare, that MD and CEO actually came out in the media and he said that he cannot compare the Indian peak with the Western countries, developed nation, because the amount of money they are spending to tackle this medically, it's enormous, where we are not spending equal to that one, and every state of ours is equal to one country. Okay, so we will see the peak in the month of December. Before that we will see a huge number of COVID infections, and it will add a very stress to government balance sheet, is what Thyrocare CEO is saying. When the listed company Thyrocare CEO is saying these things, it holds a lot of weightage. They don't speak without any substantial data points. Okay, when that CEO is saying, okay, we will see the peak in November end or December in between, okay, and it will have a lot of infection in India, that has a weightage. So we are nowhere near to peak at present. We are going to see a lot of infections, lot of stress on government, and lot of stress on individual side as well, family side as well. Okay, that one thing we have to take care. We have to remember that, and that is why what WHO is saying, vaccine is the only viable long-term solution. Without vaccine, we cannot operate the way we used to operate before March 2020. Okay, so there are 165 vaccine trials are going on. 25 are in clinical trial, 14 are phase 2, 9 are in phase 3, 3 are in limited use. It's a matter of time we will come out with a vaccine, maybe 2 or 3 more months, but definitely we will come out with a vaccine that will actually start pushing the consumption, whatever we have seen the collapse in these time, okay, pandemic time, that will start pushing the consumption after we have a concrete vaccine. Here they are not considering Chinese and Russian vaccine because nobody trust Chinese data points and Russian data points, because they are always cooked up numbers. So nobody wants to trust their claims of vaccine. They found the vaccine and all. Okay, so that one thing we have to keep in mind. Until unless vaccine comes out, the consumption will not take go to the pre-COVID levels. Okay, so everybody was talking Nifty is trading at 31, 34, 35 PE multiples, right? So is there any opportunities in the market segment to invest? If you look at this graph carefully, okay, you will understand. When you say a large cap, for example, BSE top 100 company, if you divide in a quartiles, which is 25, top 25, next 25, next 25, and bottom 25. Okay, whatever you have invested in BSE 100, 1 rupee 10 years back, it would have become 3.9 rupees, which is a 14.5% CAGR over a period of 10 years. Okay, but if you would have invested only top quartile, which is top 25 of BSE 100, 1 rupee would have become 12.9 rupee, which is 27.6% CAGR. Okay, which says that the quality actually has performed really well in this period. Okay, last 10 years. But when you look at the bottom quartile, which is out of a BSE 100, a lower 25, okay, the 1 rupee invested 10 years back would have become 0.3 rupees now. It would have lost 70 rupees over 70% over 10 years of time, which contributes to the minus 14.8% CAGR. Okay, so these are the segment which are metal, pharmaceuticals, mining companies, okay, and chemical companies. They saw a very rough phase in last 10 years. So what people are saying, experts are saying, okay, you have a very good value proposition in unloved, undervalued segments like pharmaceuticals, which has already started performing after April. Okay, mining companies, metal stocks. Okay, they are doing really fantastic because these top 25 companies are holding a lot of valuation, and experts are finding it is very expensive side, because of which they are going to the other good quality stocks, excluding top quartile. Okay, so that is one thing we have to keep take care. If somebody is coming and saying market is fairly valued, and we do not want to invest, you can actually give other products, okay, which do not hold the top 10-15 companies. Okay, for example, UTI Nifty next Nifty 50 fund is there, okay, which excludes all the overvalued stocks. Okay, they will hold other stocks other than overvalued top stocks. Okay, that is one best example if you want to give which is undervalued and which makes sense for your client's portfolio. That is one example for that. Okay, still there is a large opportunity available in the large cap itself. Okay, it doesn't mean that market has overvalued, we should not invest in large cap. No, there is an opportunity available in large cap segment as well. So this is one interesting data point which was prepared by ICICI AMC. Okay, what it says, what is the contribution of the top 100 companies to overall market cap? NSE and BSE, if you consider overall market cap of the stock market, okay, top 100 contributes to the almost 75 to 80% of valuation all the time. Okay, 100 to 250 usually a mid cap segment. Okay, it's a mid cap segment, and that contributes around 15 to 18% kind of value contribution. Okay, if you see below 250, if you exclude all the top 250 companies, it all left with the small caps. Okay, what is the contribution to the overall market cap? Okay, small cap. This is very interesting. If you see in 2011-12, it was contributing 8%, 9%, or 6%. Okay, in that period. So that was considered one of the very, very best time to invest in small caps. You just see what happened in 2018, 2017. Everybody was talking large cap and mid caps have valued significantly, and we have to the valuations are looking very expensive side. So that is the time it almost reached 18%. What it suggests? It's a time to book some profit in this small cap. At present, if you see, it is somewhere near 10% contribution. Okay, we see it is going upward for at least next 1 to 2 years time. Okay, so actually when you invest in small caps at these times, okay, you get at a very good bargain price, and it will be very good investment for at least next 1 to 2 years time. Okay, so small cap is the theme to invest in present market condition. Okay, it is expected to do well. Okay, that is one important point I wanted to make. So this is RBI. See, the blue line is US Fed rate. Okay, US Fed rate is at 0.25%, where our 10-year gilt is trading at 6.1%. Okay, what it says, there is a huge gap available when it compare when we compare it to US interest rates and all. So what it means, if we see a further slowdown in economy, RBI is having a lot of scope to further reduce the interest rate. Right now our interest rate is at 4%, right? Repo rate. RBI is having a lot of legroom still to reduce it further. If you see in the month of 2008, 2007, okay, the US interest rate was at 5.25%. Okay, Indian 10-year gilt was trading at 8%. So there was a gap of just 3%. Okay, but here there is a gap of almost 6% altogether. Okay, so what it implies, RBI is having a lot of monetary ammunition along with it to exercise if they see a further slowdown in the market. So this is one important point which says what is the yield spread. We have highest yield spread in AA rated bonds at present, which makes very attractive. And when we say AA rated, it's all credit risk fund. Okay, but right now we are not suggesting any credit risk fund until unless we see an uptick in GDP numbers, because whenever we say credit risk fund, they have a larger allocation to real estate companies and infrastructure companies. Okay, so these real estate companies and infrastructure companies don't do well when GDP numbers are going down. So until unless in one quarter we see a move in GDP numbers, we will not be suggesting these credit risk funds. But definitely we are keeping eye on this to suggest some credit risk fund in this time also, until unless it's a matter of time. We are waiting for GDP number to take a upward movement. Okay, because that will yield around 8.5%, maybe near to 9% for your clients, being a debt fund. But we'll come out with a definitely good quality credit risk fund. It will not be like a Franklin credit risk fund for sure. Okay. So I always say that markets are always forward looking. Okay, why I say that? When you see in the month of March, it fell down when we announced the lockdown, right? What was the reason? Market knew that our GDP number of first quarter GDP number will be very worst. Okay, it has priced in the whatever we got in August. Okay, GDP numbers we got last month, right? So that one market priced in much earlier. Okay, so similar way, right now markets are going upwards. Why? If you see advanced economies like US economy, in 2021 it will grow at 4.5%. Okay, something which is a $21 trillion economy growing at 4.5%, it's a huge task. When IMF, which is a neutral organization, saying that US will grow at 4.5% in 2021, markets are rallying on a future expectation. Okay, similar way, when you look at India will grow at 6% in 2021. So Indian market is also pricing in the future movement, because 2020 IMF said it will see a negative 4.5%, which is already done in a quarter one. because that is 24%, right? In next quarter, next 3 quarter, we will be in a positive to reach this minus 4%. If not minus 4%, you consider 6%, minus 6%. Still, we have to grow. Okay, the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter numbers will be definitely better than first quarter numbers. Okay, so market is pricing future earnings, future growth of the country. Okay, because worst is behind us, that's for sure. That is one important takeaway, because people are saying market will fall, market will correct, nothing is happening. No, things are taking place. That's why markets are doing really well. Market is considered the barometer of the economy. So one general question I used to get, what is the impact on government receipt, okay, overall in this period, okay, and what government is doing? As I told you in the beginning, okay, some of the countries are spending huge amount on COVID. Okay, if you see government spending here, green one, okay, additional spending on a healthcare, okay, we are at 13.1%. Okay, where other countries like USA, they are spending a lot more. Okay, government spending is almost doubled there. Ours is gone up by only 13% in this era, okay, pandemic era. But our receipts have gone down more than 47% down. Okay, so because it is the first country to announce the lockdown for 1.5 months, which no other country did before. Okay, so we have taken the sharpest hit on the government revenue as well. Okay. But this is not the only India. Every country is facing that shortfall. Okay, government receipts is has gone down in this period. Okay. So this is one data, important survey done by Bloomberg, which says that the India will be the first country to recover. It will see the sharpest correction. Okay, they have done the consensus pointing. Okay, based on which they came out with this result. Okay, India will see the sharpest recovery among major economies. When Bloomberg's experts, okay, which is done a survey, okay, it will go to all the major investment banks, analysts, and all. Okay, when they all are coming out with the data to substantiate this result, okay, it means if not first, it might be second or third, not beyond that. Okay, we will see the sharpest recovery in next 3 quarters. Okay, that's for sure. So market is pricing that one already. So this is one important data, okay, which is saying everybody is talking US balance sheet has reached $7 trillion. What it means? US balance sheet consists of US treasury bills, other securitization, okay, repo and loans, and central bank swaps. Okay, in 2008, it almost doubled the balance sheet by increasing the loan amount, repo rates, treasury bills, okay, and other asset securitization. Securitization is nothing but you have asset, they make a security out of it and infuse the liquidity in the market. Okay, in 2008, they have doubled this from 1 trillion to 2 trillion. In 2020, they have increased from 4 trillion to 7 trillion, which is almost 70, 75, 80% jump in the balance sheet. And this liquidity, see, this phenomena you have to understand. Whenever they increase the liquidity, okay, it's an immediate effect. But slowly this money will start flowing to business houses. That is not a immediate effect. That's a gradual effect. Okay, so the way in 2008 afterwards, how markets have rallied over a period of next 4-5 years. Okay, similar kind of thing we will see due to huge new liquidity, because eventually that will flow to business houses and markets. Okay, so these are the important data points which says that there is a liquidity, there is market movement, and whatever COVID issue is, how governments are taking place. Okay, so that's all from my side. Forum is open for any questions if you have. Guys?
Hello.
Yeah, Amit. Hi.
Hi. Prasad, quick questions. I want to have your overview on two critical points. One is about the news coming over in certain parts of Europe. They are facing second wave of coronavirus, and they are thinking over having a new lockdown. So
Your
view
voice is breaking.
on
Amit,
that,
please.
how that
Your
going
voice is
to
breaking.
second point. Yeah. No, repeat. Is it better now?
No, your voice is breaking.
You can mention your question in chat also.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what I understood is people are saying there will be a second wave of COVID issue. What's our view? Okay.
Yes. Second wave. Yeah.
Okay. Second wave already started. Not only in European countries, in US also, we have seen some schools and colleges in some states. They are shutting down the things. But what government is doing? Okay, government is trying to balance it. Okay, they are not closing entire economy. If there is something in some region, okay, they are closing out only that particular
All
region,
right.
particular city, okay, but not the entire state, entire country. Okay, it's a small region. Whenever they are finding some issue in some small region, in that town, they are closing out the mass gathering uh, and other schools and all. Okay, these are steps governments are taking, but it's not like in how first wave they have done, because in a first wave people didn't know about anything about COVID. Okay, right now they know that if COVID infection person is there, how to tackle that. Definitely second wave is a
Correct.
risky thing for markets, but no one knows what will happen in that. But think what European countries are doing, particular region wherever they are seeing, they are cutting down the mass gathering and all. That's how they are
Okay.
tackling that,
Okay.
but they are not
Yeah. Yeah.
shutting
One
down
thing.
entire economy.
Entire economy. They are going with the phases where the cases are high. Yeah. Got it.
Not only phases,
Probably
only
I
that
thought
particular
this
town
was.
or city.
Yeah. Wherever there is a infection, cases are high.
Yeah.
Correct. And I believe I was observing a few news. So this was the main reason for today's sharp fall. Is that right? Any other reason if you would see today's correction?
No, no, no. This will be, see, there is a profit booking taking place, and people are talking about uh, India China war. People are talking about there will be a US issue because there is a election coming out. There are so many things, but this fall, today's fall, I'm not tracking market day by day. Okay, so
Okay.
there are many other reasons. Markets will be volatile for a period of at least next 2 to 3 months due to many factors.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi,
Fair enough.
Prasad.
Fair.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I had a quick question and just wanted to know your view on this. First of all, thank you for the session. I think it was very helpful. Especially, you have some thoughts in your mind, but when you see some numbers and data points, then you start believing. So like the small cap bit, you showed the trend line from last years. So that really made sense. So
Yeah.
that was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, okay. The question I had is. So the quarter earnings, for quarter two is almost done for this year. Quarter three and quarter four probably will come, eventually next few months. I think the major impact of all companies worldwide, including in India, will have the effect coming up later, probably in November quarter results, December, and next year, Jan Feb types. Do you think the market would have enough opportunity to crack again, and that will be like a good point if someone wants to invest lump sum?
No, sir. my view is a little bit different, because whatever worst should happen, it is already done. Okay, in a first quarter GDP numbers is my view. The due to this lower base effect in quarter one, okay, the quarter two result will be much better, because when you see a lot of companies, okay, many people went back to their hometown. Companies like IT workers and all, okay, they are working from their hometowns, which is a tier 2, tier 3 or rural area. The rural consumption is picking up. The rural consumption has picked up significantly. If you see the two-wheeler sale number and all, okay, in rural areas, it is shooting up like anything. Okay, that is up by more than 28% in rural area, especially Hero Honda two-wheeler sales. When monsoon is good, okay, that is also contributing for a rural consumption. So my view is we will not see the same numbers what we saw in first quarter. The second quarter will be a better than first quarter. The third quarter will be better than first and second quarter. Gradually it will improve. The fourth quarter will be normal one. It will come back to the level of a pre-COVID level, is my view.
Okay, so your advice would be, if someone wants to, probably can start investing in pockets in a gradual manner, so that starting from now, like an SIP, or probably could start investing major chunk now and then keep some part for a next few months.
Yeah, my view is, if you want to deploy 10 lakh rupees, okay, you should deploy the 10 lakh rupees in next 6 months, because after that the fourth quarter result will come out. Okay, third quarter result will come out. Things will be stabilizing that time. Okay, so in next 6 months, the markets will be volatile due to many factors. US election is there, the vaccination program will be there. Okay, so there are many other points which will contribute to this, but next 3 to 6 months will be volatile period for markets. Okay, it might go up sometime, it might come down sometime, but as an investor, okay, you should deploy your money over next 6 months completely. That's my view.
Got that. Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Guys, any other questions?
Amit,
Yeah, hi, Amit.
NPA issue, ongoing NPA issue, how would it be the picture you would see, and how would it impact the market? Because we have seen a lot of, you rightly pointed out that liquidity infusion is very high, and that has, taken a market. That is one point. The other point is about the NPAs. People are not, the ability has drastically came down. How do you see this is playing its role?
NPA issue will not be there at least for next 6 to 9 months, for sure, because government has said that you cannot put any loan in a NPA. Okay, so that is one thing. And what government has provided, government asked all the banks to refinance the loans, existing loans, if needed. So right now, that will, anyway, banks and all are getting a new liquidity. They will be using that liquidity to refinance these loans. And right now, they cannot put any loan under new NPA as per a new ruling. Okay, for at least next further notice by government. So NPA issue, we do not see any NPA issue at least for next 6 to 9 months.
Okay. Fair enough. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Yeah, any further questions from anyone?
Okay, over to you, Saurabh.
Yeah. So thank you very much for attending today's webinar. And we would be again, we keep conducting this kind of webinar. So we will be
And
again.
please vote for the poll.
Yes,
No,
yes, yes.
just
So there is a you can able
That-
to see in the mid of there is one option called poll. Please do provide your view. Okay, your opinion. It really matters a lot for us. Okay, so we could, in case if it requires any kind of improvement, we can come up with the same.
Sure, sure. Done it. We've
Yeah,
done it.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you very
Thanks
much for
everyone. Thank
attending.
you very much.
Thank you very much for attending today's webinar. Thank you very much.